Hillary Clinton is back in the headlines after creating a firestorm online after she posted a tweet promoting a new book that many think promotes the idea that her political adversaries are fascist. CBN's Billy Hallowell joins me now. Billy, what can you tell us?
Yeah, this is interesting. So Randi Weingarten, who is the head of the AFT, the American Federation of Teachers, she has a book out called Why Fascists Fear Teachers. Now, this book was announced and came out this month, but this was announced way before what happened with Charlie Kirk. But that title, Why Fascists Fear Teachers, obviously turned some heads. And so Hillary Clinton, in the wake of what happened with Charlie Kirk, sent a tweet congratulating, and I'm just going to read it. Congratulations to my friend Randi Weingarten on why fascists fear teachers. From banning books to controlling curriculum, authoritarians go after public education because it's a cornerstone of democracy. And then she links out to the new book from there. And a lot of people have looked at this and have said, wait a minute, especially conservatives, this post has gotten 2 million views. They're like, is this tone deaf in the wake of what just happened with Charlie Kirk? Is it tone deaf in the wake of a nation reeling over language? And we've talked about this, you and I, very recently, how dangerous that language can sometimes be. But to throw that word fascist around, it just seems like maybe bad timing.
I'm going to give Hillary Clinton as much grace as I think is afforded here. And I'm going to say, you know what, maybe it was just really, really dumb timing to tweet that. But the concept behind it, I think, is what is so disturbing, right? Tyler Robinson, the man who assassinated and murdered Charlie Kirk in cold blood on one of his, unfired shell casings, wrote, "Hey, fascist, catch." And so to me, language that just keeps promoting this idea that, hey, anyone who believes that God created mankind in his own image, male and female, anyone who believes in the value of human life in the mother's womb, anyone who believes in a lot of these certain things is a fascist, is a Nazi. I mean, I wish this was some sort of fringe element, but this keeps getting drubbed into the mainstream media. If you have these traditional conservative Christian views, you might be a fascist. It's like, okay, first off, that's ridiculous, absurd, and obnoxious, but people believe you. And if you if you make the equivalence, you make the parallel that, hey, that person thinks a man is a man and a woman's a woman, and that a baby in a mother's womb is alive, well, then they're a fascist. And if they're a fascist, well, then people will look at that and say, well, what if you had the chance to take out Hitler in real time? Wouldn't that have been a good thing to do? And I think it's this language. It's again, I'm going to give her probably more grace than it's afforded and say this was just a dumb tweet at the wrong time. But it's the language behind it that is being used for violence. And just for fun, I actually ChatGPT'd, what is fascist? What is a fascist? And it came up with 5 things: authoritarian rule. I'm like, was it a strong centralized power? And I'm pretty sure conservatives want less government. Ultranationalism, which, okay, fine. Suppression of the opposition. Who has been silencing people? Who has been canceling people? Who has been saying that if you say a certain thing about a laptop or a virus, that you can't even be on social media platform? Who's been saying that? Control of society, heavy regulation of culture and education, blah, blah, blah. Who controls culture and education? Glorification of violence and militarism. Who's been celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk? And it's like, listen, I'm not calling anyone a fascist, but if you're going to call someone a fascist or call someone a name, at least double check what that word means by chance. But I do think that this language isn't just hate speech, right? Like, we can all agree about, like, hey, you might have this disagreeing opinion, whatever, but calling someone, in other words, dehumanizing someone, like the Jewish people in the 30s and 40s. If you dehumanize someone and call them vermin, whatever, and now you're calling people with conservative Christian values fascist Nazis, you are setting the scene for more of this to happen.
So, and here's the thing. I think giving grace is always a wonderful thing. I think this is an example of somebody congratulating their friend on a book, right? The problem is the book title, all of it, it didn't dawn on anybody that maybe this was a bad idea. But let's just pull back a little bit. When you click the link that is included in Hillary Clinton's tweet, her message on X, here's what part of it says. This is the book description. For decades, she, Randi Weingarten, has sounded the alarm that attacks on teachers are part of a larger, darker agenda to undermine democracy, opportunity, and public education as we know it. After the Trump administration declared its intention to dismantle the Department of Education, that alarm became undeniable. That line right there, we're acting like these people on the conservative side who have these concerns, they purportedly are part of the fascist regime that we have to be worried about. This language is problematic. It's deeply problematic to me, even with grace given, that somebody would tweet this or put this out there a week after Charlie Kirk's death, when there are conversations about the cost of our language, right? Again, it's a person's responsibility to pull a trigger. That is on the person. But what is being created in our culture by using this language and doing what you just said, demeaning people, it's like chipping away at a rock, right? You just keep chipping away at it until there's nothing left. And that is what is happening with the language in this country. And I think it's problematic that we have the head of a teacher union, one of the most powerful teachers unions in this country, putting out a book, thinking that it's okay to put out a book, Why Fascists Fear Teachers. And then the subtitle, Public Education and the Future of Democracy. I think this is problematic.
Yeah, I mean, this goes back to a lot of what we've been talking about, this whole doublespeak, gaslighting. I'm not going to say anything else because I think it might get a little too political and convoluted, but I do think this was revealing and horribly timed. And man, gosh, I guess I have to say some things.
It's hard. I know. It's like, we don't want to go too far. I might have gone too far.
If people who think that that a baby in a mother's womb is a human being and it's alive, if people think a man is a woman is a woman, if all of these concepts are fascist ideas, then more than half of your country is fascist. So it's like, it just loses the meaning of the word. But I'll go no further. Billy, I'll give you the last word, my friend.
My last word is this. I have not read this book. So to give grace, perhaps the book is filled with wonderful tributes to America and to both sides of the aisle. I don't know. But what I do know is that the marketing of it and the title of it alone plays on the very issues that we're talking about, warning people that democracy is in danger, doing the things that cause people to panic, and spiritually unwell and mentally unwell people have been reacting to that panic. And we need to think about that on every end of every part of the spectrum politically in this country.